many times has somebody told you, are you sure you want to do that? Did you check out all the options? Did you look at all the things that could go wrong without telling you about the things that could go right? So here it is. You ever hear of look before you leap? That's a cautionary tale. Why don't we turn it around to a positive one and say, leap because you looked? There are so many things out there in our lives that we want, some more than others because it's important to prioritize. But when we look at those things that we've prioritized as being super important, the number one thing we want to do, we have to go after them. We have to leap because we're looking at them, and that's what we want. Instead of saying, oh, well, we better look at it and examine it some more before we leap and take that chance. There are so many people in our lives that will tell us that cautionary tale until we tell it to ourselves in our head over and over again, and we'll hold ourselves back. Look, these people in our lives that do this, they don't do it out of malice, usually. A lot of times they do it out of love. They do it out of caring, a sense of protection, to make sure that we don't get hurt, that we don't fail, that we don't fall short of our goals and wind up in a situation where we may even have to work a little harder. And that's okay. That's them. That's not us. That's not you. If you want to achieve your highest level of success possible, you need to leap because you looked. You need to identify what's important to you and then leap. Oftentimes, if we wait until we're ready, we'll never do it. If you wait until you feel completely prepared to take that extra big leap to get that big goal that you want, well, you're never going to be prepared, because if you were, you'd already be at your goal. So look at what you want, leap to go get it, and then make sure you follow it up. Now, following it up takes work, takes consistency, takes dedication. But if your passion is there, if it is something you are truly fired up about, you'll be able to carry through. You will be consistent, because once you leap, there's no turning back. You have to lose sight of the safe harbors and land to discover new worlds. I know that sounds cliche, but it's so true. Sometimes you have to put yourself all out there so that you can't turn back on yourself in order to achieve at a higher level and keep pushing yourself forward. So listen, all those times you think, look before you leap, that's limiting. It holds you back. You're not about that. You're about getting better. So pick something, identify it, look at it, and then leap and achieve like you've never done before through commitment, hard work, and passion.
Hi, everyone. It's Craig. Thank you so much for checking out our Small Nuggets Big Change. We just had episode 1. I suck, no I don't. I love Dr. Jones' responses. Please continue to subscribe to our channels. Mine is Cutting the Crap with Shap, and Dr. Jones has Sing to Lead. That's how we build things out. We really appreciate your support and feedback. So for today's one, Dr. Jones threw me a little curveball. Okay, so here it is. Don't look before you leap. Leap because you looked. So I thought about that. I'm like, where is he going with this? So I think for me, I figured it out, at least I think. I'm going with this. Leap because you looked. It's kind of like saying to yourself, before I'm taking that jump, that leap, what am I doing to really think of, is it going to be worth taking that jump? And I want to give you a quick example, okay? And this is excessive, but it makes sense. A couple years ago, I went skydiving with my son. So instead of just going out there and getting on the plane, I did all the research on the company. How many jumps did they do? And what's the risk of it working? And once I figured all that seemed like it was safe, I took that leap. I wouldn't have just gotten in the plane, flown 13,000 feet up in the air and jumped out of the plane without knowing the inherent risk. So I guess what I'm saying is, obviously not every example is going to be as extreme as jumping out of a plane, but you really do want to kind of, when it says leap because you looked, that means that you're taking that risk because you looked ahead and saw what the possible rewards were. You saw the risks, the consequences, and whether or not it really seemed worth it. And for me, what really is critical is to understand that not everything is equal. So another example is, so many times people will play the lottery. Okay. Now, for me, I don't generally play the lottery, even though I definitely looked ahead and say, hey, there's $1 billion available. To me, I'm not taking that leap because I think the chances are so small that I'm not going to win. So it's not worth it to me. I'm not sure if that makes sense. I hope it does. But again, it's all about really just kind of like risk management, understanding what can I gain, what can I lose, is it worth it? And also, I'd finish with this: how is that leap going to impact my life and the people around me? That is a very critical part. Please remember, comment, ask questions, subscribe to our channels. And again, I want to thank my good friend, amazing leader, educator, Dr. Jones, for getting this going with me. We love the idea. We hope it resonates with you. And you are awesome. Have a great day.
Hey everyone, Doc Jones here with the wrap up for our second episode of Small Nuggets Big Change. Don't look before you leap, leap because you looked. Now look, my good friend Craig, he said that it was a tricky prompt and he struggled with it, but you wouldn't be able to tell. He absolutely nailed it. It's about risk management, and it's about analyzing or thinking about or reflecting on the idea of, is the amount of risk you are taking worth the amount of reward you can get? You see, oftentimes we hold back because we miss that piece of reflection and we never take the leap towards a greater goal, a larger amount of success, because we don't think about the actual reward and realize that the risk may be smaller than we actually think. Now, the most important thing, or the most impactful thing to me that Craig said, is that when we do this, we have to think about the impact on ourselves, our own lives, but those around us, those close to us, because oftentimes that's our support system. We have to think about it. So that is great advice from my good friend Craig. That's a great small nugget to think about. And now, when you do things like this, remember, keep some type of journal. Keep some type of record, a decision entry in that journal, and talk about in your journal entry when you reflect. That's what I'm going to say it again, reflect. It's important. Think about what confirmed, contradicted, or complicated the decision you made. And then you can just get better and better and take more of those risks to get those higher rewards. Look, so that's all I've got. I do have to ask you, really, take the time. Check out our podcasts, Cutting the Crap with Shap and Seeing to Lead from me. Subscribe to them and then rate and review them. It helps those two shows more than you can imagine. And then what I'd like you to do before that is subscribe to this wherever you found it on our YouTube channels so it can get out to more people and help more people. Drop a comment. Tell us what you think about what we're doing or how it's helping you. Drop an idea of what you want us to talk about. But either way, both Craig and I realize that this is a process, not a destination. Success, I'm going to say it one more time, is not a destination, it's a process. The small steps matter. Go out and take them. We're proud of you for every one you take. We believe in you. And remember, you are awesome.